Yeah, I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's little Kenny Russell, Canoe, Consul, and Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. Now I'm dealing with Canoe. I'm here. While I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is My Thought 62, Finding Moses. Okay. Now, a lot of people is comment section warriors, teachers, and things of that nature. When I put up a did you know, that's just the what it states is what it is. If you knew about it, you can say I knew about it. If you didn't know about it, you can say no, I didn't know that. Okay, that's all I'm here for. It's information. If you knew it, if it don't apply, let it fly. If you didn't know about it, you can go research and tell me if I'm wrong. So a lot of people have problems and they want to get in my comment section, write these long story paragraph books. What I stated is from things that I've been researching over the last 7 years. Okay. I'm showing you these depictions and pictorial versions of things in the elementary like form and state to just get your motor running. Okay. I always say this is research material. These are like little bullets you can put in your gun and chamber, and you can go forth and you can continue what I'm saying. And I hope nobody think I'm getting gratification or I'm happy about this. I might smirk or crack a smile here and there, but you can 100% see that I'm serious about what I'm talking about. I'm I'm not happy about it. I was mad as hell too. I used to be a Christian. My uncle was a Muslim. He was in the Nation of Islam, an NOI member. Okay, went to the Million Man March and all that. So I had pride for the Nation of Islam or the Islamic community. I had pride for the Christian community and Christian people. And I was let down when I started doing my research because I couldn't find these people historically. Okay. Monday, I started with Finding David, concluded he was a biblical character. He must stay in his biblical format, which is the Bible. Tuesday, Finding Noah, concluded he was a biblical character. He must stay in the biblical format, the Bible. Day 3, got a little shaky. Finding this non-human being, same as Jesus the Christ, Prophet Muhammad. Okay, these are stories. I don't care how you cut it. Without the Bible, the Torah, the Tanakh, and all this, the Pentateuch, you cannot have the Quran. That's facts. Okay, we concluded that he's a biblical character. He must stay in the Bible and the Quran in which you got him from. Today, we're going to look for Moses and conclude again that these are nothing but biblical characters. And people, oh, he getting his information from the internet. I've done all the research that I have to do prior to bringing these videos to you. Okay, I'm giving you a couple of research points that you can go look. You don't have to use what I'm using. You can look with the information and prove me wrong. Okay, now today I'm going to use the World History Encyclopedia. Stay in the Bible. You going to people that talking about the Quran outside of the Quran. Why would I stay inside the Quran when the Quran and everybody who holds the Quran is obviously a believer and a follower of Quranic literature? Why would I go into the Bible when everybody that I know holds a Bible is a believer of biblical literature? Does that make any sense? Do you have any type of analytical mind to understand what I'm talking about? You have to go outside of the Bible. You have to go outside of the Torah. You have to go outside of the Quran to find what they won't tell you about these people. Name one person in there with a birthday. If you look up Martin Luther King, they're going to say he was born on May 5th, whatever the case may be, 1970. You look at May 5th, you say, oh, that was a Wednesday. Martin Luther King was born on a Wednesday. If you look up any of these people names, they don't have any birth dates. Sometimes they give them a death date, but they're non-historical. You don't need dates and birth dates for characters. There's no dates in the Bible. There's no dates in the Torah, Pentateuch, the Tanakh, excuse me, the Quran. There's no dates. Okay, so let's find Moses. This is not to take God away from anybody. Okay. Again, people get me misunderstood. This is not to take your God from you. I don't care what you have. You can have whatever you wants to have. You can put your Bible under your pillow. You can put your Quran under your pillow, okay, and sleep on it. You can put a Quran in between two pieces of bread. You can eat it as a lunch meal. You can take the Bible and serve it up and have it as a steak dinner. I don't care what you do. Nobody's going to stop me from putting information out on my page to continue what my ancestors have started, letting people understand that this stuff is created literature. And before we came into contact with European people or any other type of people, the Africans did not have man-made characters and created religious gods. That's facts. Okay. Now, what you see right there, it says Ben uh, Amram Moshe. Okay. That's Moses. Ben Amram Moshe. Okay. This is what it says. Now you just type his name in. This is not the information we're using, but as soon as you type his name up, this pop up. Okay. Teacher. All right. Born where? Land of Goshen. Shouldn't it be a birthday right there? Just think. Put anybody else's name in. They probably even got a birthday for Columbus. Died. Mount Nebo in Jordan. Shouldn't it be a death date there? If you look up Muhammad Ali, that's the first thing that's going to state. See, when you're talking about human beings versus a character, it's two different things. You have to keep them in its contextual manner. People love to say context when you're dealing with the Bible. What context is this? The one I'm telling you about. Fictitious created characters. Okay. Now, let's see here. I'm going to go down and we're going to go to the World History Encyclopedia. Okay. You can get a regular set of encyclopedias too. You don't have to go to the internet. I'm showing you this for the purpose of having a live stream small lecture just to give you some information on right there. Okay. We're going to read that information about this Moses. And like I said, that's from this is the World History Encyclopedia. Okay. And you can find it wherever you wants to do. Wherever you want to find it, you can find it. Okay. Moses, it got a date here, 1400 BC. See, they took a guesstimation. This is when he's supposed to have said to be in history sometime in 1400 BC. But in 1400 BC, everything was already cemented and said and done by then. This is very late in African history and culture. 1400 BC is like yesterday. That's no time. This is brand new. So if he was real, he stumbled onto something that was already there. It wasn't no room for him to go talking about, hey, let my people go from building all your pyramid. All that stuff had been built, and it was in the middle period. It had stopped being built at that time. So to go on and say, hey, go down there and tell them to let all my people go. That's a story. Okay. 1400 BCE is considered one of the Moses. This is who they're referring to. One of the most important religious leaders in the world. And in world history. He is claimed by the religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and Baha'i. That's a new religion that was formed in the 19th century. Okay. Because out of religion comes religion. So they put Moses in there just like the Muslims did. So you can't start nothing without keeping the blueprint. So when the Muslims said, let's make us a religion, or however it went, because the Jewish people, they control all the writing. They made this for the Muslims. But when they said, let's create us something, they had to put Moses, Abraham, and all that in there. And people talking about it's not the same. It's 100% same. Without the Bible, you cannot have the Quran. That's a fact. Okay. He's an important prophet of God and the founder of monotheistic belief. That's a lie because Akhenaten died 1559 BC. That's 159 years before this because in BC, you count down. So if 1559 BC is larger, 100 and something years later, if you counting down, you get to 1400. So how did he create monotheism when Akhenaten died in 1559? Okay, so that they don't care what they say to you because you're not supposed to know the historical background that was going on at this time. He's the first monotheist, but Akhenaten died in 1559 BC. That's 159 years before this. If you don't know it, I mean, it's nothing you can do. You just believe. You don't know nothing. Okay. The story of Moses is told in the biblical books of Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers. And he continues to be referenced throughout the Bible and is the prophet most often cited in the New Testament. Okay. We're going to wrap Moses up real quick because it's nothing to this stuff. I don't care who you put, bring any name. This stuff is created. If you can't have Adam and Eve, you can't get to Moses and Noah. And if you can't get from Moses to Noah and David and all these people, you can't get to Jesus to Christ. These is facts. When you pull a domino, the rest of the domino is going to fall. Okay? Simple. In the Quran, he also plays an important role. Listen, Muslims, Islamic people, this is your Moshe and your Abraham and your all this. Listen now, this is the World History Encyclopedia. You don't have to believe nothing they say. You don't have to believe me. I don't have to believe you. I'm giving you some material that you can go search for yourself. If you have a problem with World History Encyclopedia, go get a regular encyclopedia. Go get the Islamic encyclopedia. In the Islamic encyclopedia, it says little is known about Prophet Muhammad's life. Go get you a Prophet Muhammad encyclopedia or Encyclopedia of Islam. Go see what it says. Little is known to make a biography about this Prophet Muhammad's life. So if that's true, listen to that. How do you make a 1,000-page book about this man with legend and myth? And then the story you steal, because you have to, out of religion makes religion. He's just like Jesus the Christ. When he died, he transfigured and he fly on out of Medina, or he end up in Arabia, right? You already got a story like that. That's what Jesus the Christ did. After he died for 3 days, he woke up and disappeared off the face of the earth. See? Think. In the Quran, he also plays an important role and again is the most often cited religious figure who is mentioned 115 times. For all you Quranic peddlers and you want to hold your Quran and act like you some man with pride, when the Prophet Muhammad had a little girl as a wife, and then you say that the surah is and the hadiths and all this is incorrect. That's y'all pitiful literature. You guys put that silly, pitiful literature together. Don't try to disregard it now. He was a sexual pedophile and rapist. Okay, he married her, but that still be concluded as rape. This is not the age of consent, 6 years old, and consummated the marriage at 9. And I'm speaking about Islam like that because this is all tied to everything. See, it's all tied together because they're all the same. To prove it, they have a religion called Chrislam. What does that mean? Christianity and Islam mixed. Okay, it don't get no better than that. That's basically what this is. But the Muslim want to keep it separate because this is the only true one. How is it the only true one when you referencing all their books? when all their books is what you fundamentally founded on? Just think, man. The man is mentioned 115 times in the Quran, opposed to Muhammad, who was referred to by name only 4 times. That's a goddamn shame. The man that your book is written about, the pedophile who had a little kid wife, who kill and murder, that's all they do, because the European don't do nothing but kill, murder, and destroy. He's only mentioned 4 times. The illiterate Muhammad, okay? And the only difference about Moses than the other characters we've been unveiling and trying to find, which is non-historical, Moses is said to have had some type of education. Why? Because he lived in Egypt. And it says in the Bible he was trained in all the ways of the Egyptians. Those are only people who had literacy at the time. Okay? So the Prophet Muhammad was illiterate. He couldn't read or write. I dare anybody tell me that. He could not read or write. This is your story. This is your pitiful, sad story. A man who can't even read his name, read or write, don't know what Allah say, gonna tell you what Allah said. And he did it by way of mnemonics, which mean memory. So when Gabriel came and told him, hey man, remember all this, he sat there and remembered it, took it to scribes, they wrote it. Here's the thing. He couldn't check to see what they wrote. Hey, what you wrote down? He don't know. He can't read. That's like having a man, when you go rob a bank, have a man count all the money for you. You can't count. You have to do better than this. That's what I'm saying. I'm not happy about this. This is disheartening and heartbreaking. So a person needs to exercise his spirituality over man-made religion. That's my point. You don't have to follow me. I don't want you following me. It's inhuman for a man to follow another man. Okay. So don't look to follow me. Liberate yourself and get back to spiritual, using your spirituality. Okay. So it says Muhammad name is only mentioned 4 times in the whole damn Quran, but Moses is mentioned 115 times, okay, by name. Now, as in the Bible, in the Quran, Moses is a figure who alternately stands for divine or human understanding. So this man is divine in the Bible, almost like a god. Moses is best known for the story of the biblical books of Exodus and Quran as the lawgiver who met God face to face, on Mount Sinai to receive the 10 Commandments. It's a goddamn shame when they already had laws and stuff in other prior civilizations before this came out. Man, you come on, man. After reading, uh, after leading his people, the Hebrews, out of the land of out of bondage in Egypt, we just explained that, and to the promised land of Canaan. The story of the Hebrew exodus from Egypt is only found in the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, and the Quran. This is the only place that this story is found. It's not found nowhere else on the planet. Okay, let me read that again. After he led the Hebrews out of bondage in Egypt and to the promised land of Canaan, the story of the Hebrew exodus from Egypt is only found in the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of Moses. The first 5 books of the Bible, and in the Quran. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Out of religion comes religion. I've been saying this over and over. Okay. Which was written later. The Quran was written way later because they had to steal all this stuff. And so let me see. Hold on. Which was written later. No other ancient sources corroborate the story, and no archaeological evidence supports it. Okay. This has led many scholars to conclude that Moses was a legendary figure And the Exodus story, a hold on. And the Exodus story, a cultural myth. I rest my case. Okay. That's about all I have to say about that. So people can get on here and get mad with me all they want, but I just try my best to give these people some type of human uh substantiate I try to substantiate these people and give them some human life. Okay. Couldn't do it. I'm looking everywhere. I just use the Britannica and the encyclopedias because they have scholars and people who don't do nothing but around the clock research. See, but a believer get on here and say, "Hey, look in the Bible if you want to know where Moses is at." A follower of Islam and say, "Get in the Quran if you want to know where Prophet Muhammad went." I know where he went. Where the writer of this silliness told him to go inside the book. See, but in the story, he went on to heaven. A lot of these people. So again, I conclude this Moses, the so-called lawgiver, is nothing but a thief, and it said his mother was the prophet. They just go with myth all over and over. It said that Moses' mother is the Pharaoh's daughter. Oh man, it's little Kenny Russell, Kanoon Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoon. This is what I do, and I love to do it. Before I take back what I said, I add some more to it. This is sad. People always talking about this ain't this and this ain't you have to have an infant like you have to be in an infant like state of mind to continuously follow religion without trying to fundamentally foundate them and see if they're real. See, I'm born again. I just came back. I was backsliding. I got my pastor, my father, the church father, the imam, and all these people. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching.